off. Yeah, I took my remote off. Make sure you guys go ahead and thumbs up that. This is episode 5. Episode 4 will be tomorrow because it's the, what do you call it? I'm doing, what am I doing? I'm doing the interview that I'm doing with the family, so I'm doing that live. Here we go. So, quick thing. I give people a chance to get in. Let's see. Does anybody know or have seen, ever like phoned anybody that has an LG, I think is it Stylo 5, STILO? Is that right? Just double check. LG, is it Stylo 5? Is anybody here? Does that mean you have one? Emily's, hello, welcome. Does that mean, again, I'm looking, does anybody have the cell phone make and model LG, is it Stylo 5? Here, gosh, my patients have been keeping me busy. Oh, no, just that you're present. Present with my wine here. Okay, let's see what we got. I actually just got off the phone with the family. Puff Daddy and the family. A new one? I'm always new. Let's see. The question is then, the police then are claiming that, so they're there, they talk to him, when actually Jeter says something, he says that his first account is that he went, Sheldon Jeter advised that he was with Pew on the night. Jeter said that Pew would just show up at the house and announce that periodically that was normal. Sheldon also continued to say that he gave Pew a ride from his residence to quote-unquote up the hill just before dark, utilizing the Traverse. Now, it says just before dark, okay? Right. Now, the issue, this is actually a really descriptive for Jeter to say this, just before dark. Okay, just before dark. Just want to say that. Okay, so somebody has a 4. Perfect. Or someone had a 4. Lala. Perfect. Yeah, everybody join. Be a member. Woo. Okay, this is, if you had a LG 4, did it require a SIM card, a SIM chip? Did you have to have a SIM? I'm just curious. Did you have to have a SIM? No, I don't have the phone. No, I don't have the phone. Signed in. I will look. Never took it out. Okay. Let's find out everything we can about this stupid fucking phone. Stylo 4. It usually does depend on your carrier, but what type of, does it have thumb activated? Does it have, to get into your phone, there we go, Straight Talk, LG Stylo 4. With service Straight Talk, used eBay. See, track phone. It's a track phone. I knew it was a track phone. Fuckers. Okay. But that's the 4. What about the 5? He had the 5. You don't want no drama.
gonna play a song for you guys too, because I just love music. We haven't heard a song in a minute. Have you guys liked my song choices lately? Just me. Yeah, ghetto cowboy. Okay, so they have used 2 expert witnesses or experts and tried to get into this Stylo 5 LG, and they've been non-successful. And I don't understand why. Doesn't make any sense. So, and even the state has tried to get into this phone. And then I said, well, have you subpoenaed? And went after like all like Facebook, Instagram. I mean, he has all that. What about Messenger and all that stuff? We don't know. What? Chillin'. So question is if anybody's out there that knows anything about those phones, as far as, are they like thumbprint? Is it just passcode? Is it, I've never had one, but I made a phone call to my people in Cleveland to see if I can get somebody to get into this phone, because I'm not understanding why it can't be dumped. Celebrate. Why it can't be dumped. Let me celebrate. It's probably definitely a T-Mobile carrier, I would guess. My guess. Okay, anyway, sorry, I was doing some last minute things. Is it an Apple iPhone type phone or like an LG flip phone? No, it's, you just must have missed this. It's definitely not a flip phone. It is the LG Stylo 5. LG Stylo 5. Anyways, moving on. Okay, so episode 5, here it is. We are going to be talking about the setup, the motive, the gun, all that stuff, because at the end of the day, if Jeter's gun, which he just got in 2019, he had used it maybe once at a range that he went to. But if that is in fact his gun, then who got it, who used it, how to get back in the house, because it was taken out of the house when they went there for the probable cause. They got their hands on it. But something else that I thought was like noticeable with what they got. Let's see, it was It was loaded. It was loaded with a full magazine. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not a avid goer, shooter, blah. But you just supposedly unloaded a cap, like, or a magazine in somebody. You know, if you have a magazine that holds 6, and then you have one in the chamber, right? So 7 total. Kind of, you know, 7 shots in him. You then get home and your first thought is to reload your gun. Is that normal? I mean, I don't know. Is that normal? What do you guys think about that? In a time frame of, like I said, like it's high published author. Let's see. So there would be, it's a 38. I think we did say that you could have one in there. I'll have to look into becoming a member. Yep. Everybody should be a member. I just thought it was very interesting that the gun was found completely loaded after supposedly just like, I mean, I don't know. We're not talking about an avid gun user. Could, but it would not be common practice. If you think someone may be after you, it would be normal. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying though, I don't think it's normal to bring the gun home that you would use in a murder that you were plotting and planning and be hanging out with this person and then just be with him all evening and then just go ahead and go to ice cream. I don't think any of that's normal. But anyways, I just wanted to throw that out there for you. But something that also stuck out to me is that there was mass ammo recovered, in my opinion, from the residence. And it was, so the other thing about Pew, I think I brought this up in one of my lives, is that he had different model, like he had 38s in him, but it would be like half of them were Pampers brand and the other half was Huggies. So who fills a magazine with different bullets, brands? Just kind of weird, no? But if there's 2 guns, but now they're saying that there's only 1 gun and that's the gun and that the ballistics match. So let's just go with what they say. It's 100% a setup, but the question is, how do you prove it? Why would Sheldon be, set up? Like, what's the motive and all this stuff? Well, the motive is, it could be a couple different reasons, but who, what, where, why, when, how, all that stuff, as we left off. So this episode is covering the setup with the gun, because without the gun, that's the only thing that's tying Sheldon to this case. That's his gun that they're claiming that the ballistics match, and this gun committed this murder. So that means, like I left off, that the gun had to have left the house, committed the crime, and got back into the house so that the authorities could just miraculously get this all within, you know, let's see, all within, what, 15 hours. Okay, 15 hours. So, in the probable cause, they're talking about the time frames of leaving and coming and going and all that. Well, talking with the family and everything like that, they left and came to that house more than what they had said. And one of the timestamps that they claim, there is no record of them ever leaving, like they claim at 11:10. The only footage from Orchard Street is at 11:39. That's the only footage. There is no footage that was turned over before 11:39 that I have seen, or it's like, wait, where's the 11:10? Where's the 10:30? How about then, where's the week leading up to it, like I said, and then where's your, you know, your week behind, or not even your week behind, but let's just go with the 15 hours until the point of when the cops would have had to go in there. And who's been in the house, who wasn't, and all those things. Because it was really hard for me to tell this to the family, but I said, if I believe that Sheldon didn't do this and he was set up, which means that there was somebody that was in the inside that set him up. And that's where the double cross comes in. So I have 58 people watching, it looks like. So can I get 58 thumbs ups? How about that? How about that? Just punch your little phone. Or you can thumbs down it. I mean, your choice. So again, we have a window of, so I had to back up with the family and I had to go back and I had to say, okay, we have to talk about the whole day that you had, because let's talk about Sheldon. Sheldon was at work, okay, and where he was and what he was doing from 9 o'clock in the morning until 5 p.m. 9 to 5 on Friday, 9 to 5. Sheldon wasn't at that house. He left, obviously, before 9 because that's when he got there. So if he leaves at 8:30, let's just say he left at 8:30, he then even claims that he, you know, left work at 5 and he probably got there around 6, you know. That's what he says. Once again, the Orchard Street, it should show when he got home. Well, guess what? When he gets home, Pew's already there. Pew helps him carry in a couple televisions because the people at his work, they just think he's the best thing. He's a great kid, star athlete, football, basketball, you know, won state championships, you know, good kid, stays out of trouble, all that stuff. He was carrying in 2 televisions. Pew helps him carry in these televisions. And then they ate there, BSing, and then they were going to get the ice cream. Pew treated and bought everybody's ice cream. And so I had to back up with the family and say, okay, we have to talk about that day. Sheldon, do you lock your bedroom door? Could anybody just go in there and get it? Did you have your gun with you at work? You know, do you carry it with you? You know, all these things you just have to ask those questions. So, Sheldon, do you carry your gun to work? Did you have it with you? When's the last time you touched it? When did the last time you saw it? All these things. And then you have to ask them, the family, questions like, who has access to the home? Do you lock it? How does he get in? Okay, we need the footage from the neighbors to do this, this, this. We have to see who was in that house. And there's no footage. Well, I shouldn't say that. There is footage. We don't have it. Whatever there may or may not be, but, and if the defense attorneys have it and they're keeping it hush hush, perfect, awesome for them. But what I believe that was turned over was only one clip, and it was the 11:39 clip. And you don't see anybody getting out of the car. You don't see anybody walking into the house, which is very, very strange considering the way the camera is. 100% shouldn't have happened, because I've been there, I reenacted it, and that just doesn't make any sense. Again, you don't see anybody leaving when they say all this stuff. They just showed the clip of the 11:39 of the SUV arriving. So for all you know, somebody could have gotten out of the SUV and went around the house the opposite way. I'm just explaining that there is nothing on the surveillance that shows anybody even leaving the SUV. Weird in itself. So let's go back to the day of. Sheldon's at work. He doesn't see anybody. So I say, what did you all do? Like, where were you? Where were you going? They're constantly in their cars or what they do for a living. They're driving places to help. They've the businesses that they run. Again, all with the senior health care, stuff like that. They have a bunch of patients, clients, they call them, whatever. So they go to houses, they go to, apartments, they go to senior living centers, all that type of stuff. And, when someone doesn't realize, when you ask them a question, how specific you have to be when I say, where'd you go to lunch? I went to Arby's. Okay, what vehicle did you drive? I took the SUV. Well, how could you have taken the SUV to go to Arby's if Sheldon took it to go to work? Oh shit, you're right. Sheldon definitely did. Sheldon, that's what he was driving, so I couldn't have taken. Shit. Well, we must have taken the van then. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, when you start talking about things like this with people, they were never asked a single question. This family was never even brought in to sit down and say, okay, to be interviewed. Not even his own attorneys. I said, did you talk to the attorneys, and did they ask you all these questions and ask you where you were? Anything like this? What the hell is going on? What's this defense going to be? Who's getting on that witness stand to be a character witness for Sheldon? Who's going to do this? Who's going to do that? We have trial coming up, and what the WTF is going on right now? So I just explained that we have to start from the beginning, and we have to get this timeline down pat. And your timeline is going to be, I need your phone records, I need this, I need that, just listing everything that I need. And Sheldon stuff, you have to get his passwords, we have to get everything. And then that's what brought up the whole Pew's phone and that nobody can get in it. I said, well, that's a bunch of crap. I said, okay, even if we can't get into his phone, which let me see what I can do. But regardless if we can get into his phone, I said, what about his social media? I said, that should have been subpoenaed. Facebook, Instagram, Snap, Twitter, all of that stuff should have been, where is it? We don't know. We don't, what? What do you mean you don't know? What do you mean, what? Who was Pew planning on, what was his plans that evening? Why would Sheldon ever just drop him off to get out of the car to walk? Because he was walking to work. Well, where does he work? Where's the house? Where does he work? Why would anybody ever do that? I've been there. I would never walk that way. I would never, but then again, I don't live there, and I'm not a guy, and whatever. But I don't give a shit. I would never walk it even if I was a guy. I just would, no, dude, just drop me off. You know what I mean? Just weird, whatever. unless Pugh saying, no, I'm going to walk because he's planning on going somewhere else. No, I'm just going to walk because I'm going over here, whatever. But you know how people are, like, nobody wants to walk anywhere. Like, just drop me off, whatever. So, yada, yada, yada. I just have to go back to the fact of that day and that gun. I said, where'd you go to lunch? Why is Pugh just there? But who was he kicking it with? He was kicking it with the grandfather who they helped raise Pugh during different times of his life. So Pugh wasn't like some stranger to Sheldon. Like, he was there and growing up around. Now he was like 7 to 8 years older, so they just didn't do like a bunch of stuff. They're gone. Mods block. So then this place called the Soul Foods, TJ's or whatever. It's a place on Franklin Ave. Oh yeah, we went there. You know, Pugh was just kicking it on the porch. So Pugh came there earlier in the morning, hanging out with, you know, seeing the grandfather. Hasn't been around in a minute. Is there that day, tells his mom he's going to be hanging out with the Rev, and then they go to lunch and have some soul food down on Franklin Avenue. I said, okay, what about what time? Did you guys meet up with anybody who came by? All this stuff. And then a name pops up that, oh yeah, well, this is when the whole medicine stuff got brought up. I said, back up. What? This is where the medicine comes into play. So when Jeter was saying in the probable cause that he was going to take medicine to a family member, this family member swung by the Soul Foods place, you know, early afternoon when they were there. Pugh was there. This family member that came, the two family members that were, Rev was one of them. That's who, you know, Pugh was hanging out with, which is the grandfather of Sheldon. And they're hanging out. And then this person comes there and makes it known that, you know, saw the vehicles, whatever, saw them, whatever. Oh, hey, can I get some gout medicine? Gout, G-O-U-T, gout. And I'm like, when I'm listening to this, I'm like, gout? Are you sure that is this like code for like drugs? Like, come on, gout medicine? No, gout. I was like, okay, like I was like, you got to be honest with me. You can't lie about this. Like, what's up? So this is the whole medicine connect. Now, I said, was there anything strange about that? Has this person ever asked for gout medicine before? I mean, maybe once. I like now they don't hit me up for gout medicine normally. No. I said, okay, so that's a strange request, right? Like, and why didn't this person just come and see you for it? Why is Sheldon being somebody's gopher at 10 o'clock at night? If this was a request at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, let's say. So you just make a little note of that. Okay, well, again, what vehicle were you in? Who was all there? All that. Okay. So Sheldon is not around all day. This is very important. Sheldon's not around all day. And the house is 100% unsecure. It is not locked up. So if somebody was hanging out there, could they be hanging out on the couch, say, wander up to the bedroom, grab something? Sure. Now the question just remains is, did Sheldon have the gun on him or not? Because what we're trying to do is narrow this window down as to when the gun could have been taken. If he didn't have it on him, then the gun could have been taken anywhere between 9 or 8:30 in the morning until, you know, 6 p.m. before he arrived home. Hey, did you have your gun with you when you went to go get ice cream? Did you carry a gun? Was it in your car? No, okay. So you didn't have your gun all day? No, I didn't bring my gun to work ever. Okay. So let's say that Sheldon didn't have his gun on him at all. That's your window of when the gun could have been taken. Who was there? And you're looking at the grandfather, a couple family members, and Pew. Then you ask for the neighbor's surveillance to see who was in and out of that house, and you can match everything up, right? You think it's like a win-win. Like, it's just, come on, who was in that house? Well, right now we don't have any of that footage. What? Or if we do, the attorneys just aren't saying. It gets better. Okay. Well, I said flat out I wanted to talk to the attorneys. I said, I have all this information, I want to turn it over. And I just said, I have one question to ask. How are you treating this? How are you treating this? Are you treating this as an isolated incident? Or are you treating this as a setup? Like, there's only one of two ways. This is either you think this is an isolated incident, or you think this is multiple layers, and that's how you're going to defend it. And then you have lawyers. Some of them want to say this is an isolated incident, and others are saying no, this isn't that, and you have to defend it the way that it is. So it's this. You know, they're deciding on how they're going to defend Sheldon. I was blown away. I was blown away that it was even a question as to how they were going to defend him. I didn't realize that people were even saying that they're going to treat this like an isolated incident. I said, you can't win this case if you treat it that way, because it has nothing to do with that. That's not what this case is. Like, how are you going to show, like, I get it that the state has to prove the case. And there absolutely is no motive. What's the motive? What's the motive to kill Pew? What, to rob him of his money? Well, then just pull the financials and see did Sheldon, what, for a stimulus check? You're gonna murder somebody over a stimulus check that's like family to your family? It doesn't make any sense. There's no motive at all for Sheldon to kill. None at all. And I said, the only thing that the state can try to say is that, what, you think Pew knew Sheldon's secrets or something like that? Like, no, like, there's just no motive. So let's go back to this whole setup. Because without a doubt, I believe that this was a setup, and he was set up from inside, but that the person that set him up didn't realize what they were going to be setting him up for. And that's what you call a double cross. Okay? Let's just say hypothetically speaking. Hypothetically speaking. Is Pew normally around? Does he come around? When's the last time you saw him? All this stuff. No, he hadn't been around in a while. Okay, so here. Think about these two unknowns that happen on the same day. You haven't seen Pew around in a while. He wants to kick it. That gives him access to the house. During the day, no one's there. Except for Rev. And then the other weird part of the day is you have this family member that sees you at this Franklin Ave Soul Foods place that people hang out at and, you know, order food and eat. And does that normally happen? Is this person normally asking you for gout medicine? No. Yeah, why don't they go to the pharmacist? What? Two things right there that don't normally happen. Okay. And does Pew usually buy you guys ice cream? No, I'm always treating. Okay, so but he bought you the ice cream. Okay, because okay. Just like another unknown thing that, you know, weird. Like a nice gesture. Was that a nice gesture? Like you feel bad because you know you're about to do something, so you want to do something good, so you're like subconsciously doing something nice because you're about to do something shitty. Does that happen in life? All the time. So with the information that I had, which was 0 surveillance, because I could not see who went into the house, all I can do is go off of the people that I interviewed on who went into the house. And that would mean that Pew took the gun. Oh, you're like, why the fuck would Pew take his gun? Well, did Pew owe somebody money? What was Pew into? Who got to Pew? Who got to Pew to make him make a deal with the devil? And why? Who got to Pew? Why? Oh, because of Pew's address. What was Pew getting out of the deal to get the gun? Because he would have known that that gun was going to be used to set up Sheldon in some way. He made the deal with the devil, in a sense. And then you look at, where were they going? To this family member's house to do the gout medicine. And he had to be driving around with him, but then all of a sudden he wants to walk. So check this out. He's in the car with Sheldon. They're driving around to get this medicine, to get it over to this other place, all this stuff, right? And Pews has no problem. He's just driving around with him. But then all of a sudden, after the medicine gets dropped off, he decides that he's going to walk. He's going to walk to work. He wanted no part in getting back in that vehicle. No part in it. He wanted nothing to do with getting back into that vehicle. Why? Why wouldn't somebody want to ride to work? When was the gun turned over? All these things, right? Was the gun turned over at the soul food place? Who came and got the soul food? Oh, wait, the same person that they met and had to take this medicine to. So they would have known we're on our way. So we're on our way. They would have known all of their movements and where they were if the exchange of the gun happened at the soul food place. They would have known all their movements. And then you saw it in the probable cause when Sheldon said, I reached out to the family member at 10 p.m. to take them this medicine then. Okay. So Pew doesn't take the ride in the car. Sheldon leaves. Pew never thought in a million years that the gun was ever going to be used on him. And that's where your double cross is. Because in order to keep a secret, you have to eliminate somebody, otherwise the secret's gonna get out. But then how does the gun get back in the house? Who knows if the gun ever actually made it into the house, to be honest. Not if it was in the hands of the police department. And the question though is why and how does this all work, and who could possibly be involved, and the whole again why. Well, I mentioned it before, and I said that there was a big fentanyl ring that got busted by FBI, state police, bunch of different, districts or, were involved in this fentanyl, mailing it across, like through the mail, and there was a big bust. And there was one person that did not and has not served a damn day. Nada. Nothing. And that person is the same person that wanted the gout medicine. That same person showed back up on Orchard Street the next morning around 8:30 a.m. Now, why would anybody want to set up Sheldon Jeter Jr.? Why? Rachel Del Tondo. How do you pull it off? How do you get all eyes off of this? This has been in the work for years. This has just been a... Now, my question is, I can pretty much prove all of this, but I want to know why these lawyers are questioning how to defend a man that I clearly can tell you exactly how to defend him. Why would you have lawyers fighting over how they're going to defend this man? It should be an isolated incident. No, it's not, wait, what? How about the truth? How about you defend him on the truth, and whatever the truth may be? Why haven't you prepped any of your witnesses? When I say prepped, even you just talk to them, question about things. Who are Sheldon's character witnesses? Who are, like, was his work contacted to make sure that, was he at work that day? I mean, what the is going on? This same family member also has keys to the SUV. Now let's go back to the gunshots. 11:50, 12 o'clock. Sheldon's supposedly already home at 11:39. They are just completely disregarding witness statements and somebody who is a very strong witness based off of her clocking out of work and traveling and all that stuff, like just totally, and you can prove things like if she wouldn't have taken that route home, her car wouldn't show up on surveillance. If you can tell me that that's Sheldon Jeter's SUV, you can't tell me that it's Susie Bob Joe coming up in the Escalade. How anybody can think that these two are not related is just beyond me. Especially when how quickly this all would have happened. And the reason it had to happen like that is because it was a complete setup from get-go. That's why I want to hear the 911 call. How does somebody call in? Are they like frantic? Why didn't anybody try to work on him? Like turn him over and oh my God, then I touched him. Oh my God, there's blood everywhere. Like, oh my God, there's a man in the street. Like, what is this 911 call? Is it just a 911 call and saying, hey, I think I heard some gunshots. As soon as Sheldon Jeter leaves. Hey, I think I heard some gunshots. Just so you can have that 911 call in there. And you can have that timeline set up. Hey, I think I heard some gunshots. Like, what does it say? What does that actual 911 call say? And then look at people's phone records. Who made the 911 call? Where was their GPS when that actually happened? I mean, what are these people doing? I know that Sheldon Jeter Jr. did not kill anybody that night. He didn't kill anybody 3 years ago. How does somebody go from being so sloppy or from being so perfect to being, especially in a racial town that like they would have, a black man killing a white girl in Aliquippa, like you're gonna do, like they're gonna arrest you, like no doubt about it. They're gonna do everything they can because they live in 1960s over there. But as a 19-year-old, he pulls off this impeccable murder in this timeline. But then 2 years later, he's just sloppy as shit and just decides to take out his friend for what? And why did he kill Rachel? And why? He's obsessed with Rachel, so he killed her. Then, oh wait, Pew didn't carry the televisions in as good enough, so he killed him. What? Motive. There is no motive. None. No motive. So let's go back to this gun. The gun's everything. The gun has 3 DNAs on it. 3. That's what I was told. 3. 2 unknown. 1 being Sheldon's. Of course his DNA is going to be on the gun. It's his gun. You guys, reasonable doubt lies within the Orchard videos. Also, it lies within body cams. All police body cams. I want to see the body cam of each police officer picking up the different things that they found in the house. And I want to see the police body cam of what they did with the neighbors, surveillance. I want to see all these body cams that show, and you can hear them talking amongst each other. I mean, where did you find this gun? And then how did you transport the vehicle? Again, body cams. All these freaking body cams. Everything's body cammed up. There is no attention around this case, not like it should be. And they knew that, and they're trying to like ride under the radar. But thanks to me, there's gonna be a lot of attention in this case in about 24 hours. Going mainstream media. There's been 0 911 calls released. So we've been trying to get our hands on. The family hasn't even heard the 911 call. All right, so let's see what you guys are saying. Let's see. Pew was targeted, completely targeted. Without a doubt, in my personal opinion, he was 100% targeted because of what he had on his driver's license. Because nobody would have known. If you find a dead man laying in the street and he's dead, he can't talk. So you don't know who the heck he's hung out with that night. But if you grab his ID and you're gonna go give a death notification, you go to the ID. You go to the address on the ID, which is going to give you a direct beeline right to Sheldon Jeter Jr. to then say, oh, we were just doing some follow-up interviewing. Okay, sounds good. Hi everyone, I'm late, was finishing coverage here in Pittsburgh. Zero coverage here in Pittsburgh. Yeah, there's about to be. But yet they're beefing up security. I don't know if you guys know this, but they're beefing up security. Much crap. If this doesn't hurt your heart, you can't be human. I cry listening and researching this. I know it's sad. So a couple things is the person that wanted the gout, I went and digging to make sure that they need that medicine. There's also stuff, there's some stuff I'm not going to reveal, obviously, for the integrity of the case. But I was and have been in Aliquippa a ton doing this work, digging up stuff. And it's too fast. It's kind of like Chris Watts in a sense, just too fast to the finish line. Yeah, so then if you guys think about it, if you think about how everything played out, so I want to know, how do you get the Dollar General that doesn't open until whatever time to just give you, to take a look at their surveillance? How do you get, two cousins, I think it closed at midnight. You may have had a chance to, if it would have stayed open a little bit later, but these places wouldn't have been open until the next business day, which is, Saturday. And how would you have just known where to start? How would you have known anything about what was going on unless you had inside info? And that's why I believe that they did. And it's pretty obvious. Everything they say in the probable cause warrant is just a bunch of crap. So then the question is how did the gun get back into the house? Did it ever get back into the house? Which I do believe it did get back in the house. And I believe that it got back in the house. By I think I got back into the house before Sheldon was interviewed for his second time. Well, Miss KJ, you have no idea what I do behind the scenes. But there's not a day that has gone by in the past, I couldn't tell you how many months now, that I haven't worked on this case. So, finally doing what I say I'm going to be doing? No, I've been doing what I said I'm going to do since November of 2020. December of 2020. I was able to obtain the best lawyers for Chris within a record time, in my opinion. Just like I'm going to be able to obtain probably, hopefully, Sheldon Jeter Jr. will be acquitted on all charges. There was no break-ins when it comes to this case. Nobody broke in to get a gun. Nobody broke in to put a gun back. There's no reason to break in if something is open or if it's family. You know what I mean? That there's just no reason. The question just all remains. So I just don't see how there's any other way possible to defend Sheldon Jeter Jr. other than what I just told you. And it really questions, I really just have a ton of questions for any lawyer that has actually and is privy to the information that I would, I know what I know and I don't have half of the shit. I have a decent amount, but I don't, and you're talking about gunshot wounds that are just like completely, don't make any sense for one shooter, let alone an amateur, a super amateur, like not even like just somebody that and then the witness statements don't match the probable cause statements, and they're very vague in the probable cause statements because we're talking now 11:50 to 12, just after 12 is when the gunshots were heard. Well, that's impossible. The Dollar General, I'm not saying that they can't contact people. I just know how Aliquippa works, and they couldn't even get surveillance, nothing on, these timestamps and these windows and when they want to prove all this stuff is just like, when they wrote up that probable cause to go in there, they got to write all that stuff up. Like, obviously it wasn't like in real time. It wasn't like they were just like writing 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 like that. All of that stuff was written, based off of notes, more or less, that they had over, that time frame, which would have been 1:24 a.m. until about noon, because it was in the hands of the judge to sign at 3:40. So 1:24 was the first time that you started talking to one of the witnesses. So 1:24 a.m. until noon. So basically 11 hours. Within 11 hours, you have this all like that to hand to a judge within 11 hours. Damn. That's amazing police work right there. It's like, I think they deserve a clap. But Rachel Otondo, they still haven't even interviewed people for Rachel Otondo, but, whatever. How many calls came in that night about hearing gunshots? Well, for my investigation, nobody was calling the police to talk about gunshots, but normally what would happen if you heard gunshots, multiple people would be calling because they just heard gunshots. How about none of the other witnesses, when they walk down and they see a dead body, or they're driving and they come across a dead body, why wouldn't they call 911? Why would the minivan who rolled up and was there by the time that those three came back down the hill? Now, mind you, this hill to get up and down by driving, I mean, if you're flooring it, which it's hard to floor it up there, it's just shit road. It's narrow and whatever. It's dark. Also, I always wondered who would just get in their car and just drive down this hill towards gunshots. But the way that everything is stated is that the witness 2 came across the dead body, passes it up, knows it's a dead body, doesn't touch it or anything, doesn't, I mean, who's to say the guy didn't get hit by a car? He's just laying in the middle of the street. How do you know it's a dead body by, I mean, maybe he's passed out drunk. You'd have to have some type of stop. He's in the middle of the street. You have to, like, you're going to come up on that and you just decide, like, I'm just going to swerve around him completely and just keep on going. Let my people know that I just passed a dead body. Okay, well, let's go down there. We just heard some gunshots. Let's go down there. Okay. And then they get down there. No one's called 911 on any of these people. Then they get down there, and there's a van there, and there's a person there that says, I've already called 911. 911's already been called. Oh, has it? Okay. Are you sure it has been? That's the claim at 11:41, that 911's already been called. They were on site by 11:43. Really? Well, I cannot wait to see what time they say that this all happens. Because now let's go with the witness that says a timestamp, and it's leaving their work at 11:27, and it literally, if you Google Maps it, it's going to tell you that it takes 13 minutes. But you know, at certain times of day, let's go with 10. Just be safe. 10. Let's even go with 10. That means 10. That means 11:37 after 11:27. Let's say that she sped. The person would have already been dead and shot by 11:37 due to what they're trying to say is Sheldon already being in the car and driving up Franklin and being seen on a surveillance at 11:36 and then at 11:37. So that person coming home without a doubt would have seen and passed that body. Because they're claiming that Sheldon, they have his vehicle on surveillance at 11:36, 37, and then the neighbors have him at 11:39. Once again, I did this whole reenactment, and it's not possible. It's impossible. It's 100% impossible. There's no way that a guy decides to pop 7 bullets in this young man. He would have had to do that. He just leaves them there. Hurry up, jumps in his vehicle, or did he do it out of his vehicle? Was he in his vehicle? Like, what? And then he is driving as cool as a cucumber, doing the speed limit, which is only 25 through that street. You pass the police department, you pass the fire department. You are seen on every, literally, CCTV. Okay? And then just pulls in the house, like, you know, the driveway, like nothing. There's no surveillance, though, seeing him get out of the vehicle. Nobody sees anybody get out of that vehicle. Now I'm going to tell you, I don't think anybody sees anybody get out of that vehicle. Because it's motion censored, the cameras. So the camera senses the motion of the car going in and parking. And then the person that was driving the vehicle stayed in the vehicle for an extended period of time, which would then shut down the camera motion censored. So that means you're in a vehicle just chilling. The only way that you wouldn't be seen if you pulled in, you parked your car, you turned the keys off, and then you open up the door to get out, and then you have to, the only way that you can do it, because there's no entrance in from the garage to walk in. And you guys will see all of this in due time, but you have to then come right across the front of the house on the sidewalk and then walk up the door to the door. You would be 100% seen on that camera. Without a doubt. That's the whole point of the camera. But you would have to purposely duck that camera, meaning pull in, wait, and then be sly about opening up your door and not going across the front, but you'd have to go to the backyard. You'd have to go like, and you'd have to go the opposite way. And that's maybe your only chance of not being seen on that camera. But what they showed us is this, that the SUV is coming in at 11:39, but nobody's seen coming out of it. and nobody is seen walking into the house. But there's no other footage. Like, where is that whole day? Where's the next day? Where's, you know, the cops coming and all this stuff? Like, where is all this footage? Who has gone through this footage? Who has gone through the week leading up to it? Who's gone through the week leading back to it? I mean, what different officers walked into that house? All of that stuff would have been on that person's camera. So it was very active once the cops got there. And let's see. Did you say you have a question published, author? You're like, oh, I'll ask Lana later. I saw that pop up. Aussie girl, great. They were probably on their phone, just talking on the phone. Absolutely. And I think that the phone log would, that's going to reflect that. Did Sheldon make a phone call at 11:40, at 11:39? Was he on the phone? No, Jeter is not guilty of either murder. Yep. How old was the witness who passed him up? Like, was he young and scared and that's why he didn't stop? No, he wasn't young and scared. It's not a freaking squirrel or something you just bypassed. No, like who, and also like, where's your cell phone? Like, he was found also laying face up. So it wasn't like he was hunched over like this. He was on his back, exposed. He wasn't like just like, he was on his back exposed. And those of you guys that watched the last episode, you saw that light. If that light was working, which I have no reason right now to believe that it wasn't. So if that light was working, I'm telling you, it shines like literally right down there. And you know what's also crazy is that, you know, why would somebody gun him down right in the middle of the road? There is abandoned building right there. Hey, you know, point a gun at him, get him out of the car. Was he in the car and you got him out of the car? Was he walking? I mean, really, what was that like? But walk him over across off the side of the street. If he would have been killed, literally, think about this. And again, you're going to see it in the surroundings. Let me see if I can... I think I can pull it up on here. Actually, I want you guys to see it because it's important. Whoever was the shooter, why would you shoot somebody in the middle of the road when you can have the option of making them walk over like literally 6 steps to be in this little like private, like concealed area right next to this abandoned building? And that body wouldn't have been found for a minute. Like, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say it wouldn't have been found like... But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to at least say a day or two, especially like if Pew wasn't like talking and communicating with people, like, I'll show you what I mean. But it's like, why would you shoot somebody right in the middle of the street? Like, that's not concealing anything. That body's going to be found literally immediately after leaving. Think about it. Think about that. Doesn't make any sense. Literally the next car that comes up that street or down it is coming upon that body. Stupid. Unless that was the plan. Because you knew when he was leaving from dropping off the medicine. We don't want no drama. No drama. This is the Sheldon Jeter Pugh case out of Aliquippa, Pennsylvania. This is one of the families I'm working with, the Sheldon Jeter Jr. family, as well as, I always feel like when I'm working with one side or the other, I feel like I'm working with both because it's the truth. I'm getting, you know, the truth. You don't ever want to put somebody in prison or you know, or make sure somebody doesn't go to prison that should. But let's pull up Keel Street for you. Where's Google? Where's Google? Where's Google when you need it? Google, don't fail me now. Ooh, wait, here we go. Kill. Okay. Please give me the version I want. All right, here we go. No. All right. That's not what I wanted either. Stupid fucks. God, I feel like I do this all the time. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to get to it. Wait, satellite. Give me the satellite. There we go. Okay, here we go. This is Keel Street. Now, I don't mind any of this other crap. Okay. Oopsies. That's what I want. I want Street View. You son of a bitch. Oh, God. Okay. I don't know. This is because it's from the clouds. I'm trying to pass on by this. I don't know why it's not. There we go. Okay, so we're going up Keel Street. We'll get to a good point here. Right here, this is an abandoned building right here. So I'm going to show it from the back. Right here, turn around. Right here is where his body was, okay? You have this abandoned building over here. Okay, now I'm going to turn around so you guys can see something. That's this curve that you would have seen in my last episode, okay? This is right where his body was. Check this out. Okay? Laying across diagonal. Okay, there's this abandoned building right here. All right? Why wouldn't you walk him, like, make him go over here, shoot him over here, and he's laying over here? No one sees anything. Okay? So, now let's go up for a second. I want to show you guys something. This is, you have to go up this hill. But when we're going down it, you guys don't have, like, this blurry, it's not there. So I'm just going to, now I want you to see, where are these houses that these people, okay? So I'm going to turn you guys around so you can see something. See this? There's no houses around here. None. Okay? There's no houses around here. So that witness, too, that says that they were coming up and they see the dead body, they pass it up, they're driving up this street, Keel. They're driving up this Keel Street. Okay? You're going to get up to here, go all the way up. Okay? You gotta go all the way up this little, mind you, pitch black. Okay. Watch, still going. Like, look all around. You're just surrounded by all this woods. Okay, got all this stuff. Okay, it's super skinny. I actually have a recording of me doing the drive in daylight. Okay, it's super skinny. Once again, we're still not even to the top of the hill yet. Still not there. Now, what dude is walking down this? Oh, that's just normal. He should just do it whenever. Okay. Let's get there. Still not there yet. Oh, we got some life here. Okay, now. We got a little bit of life going on here with some houses, right? Now let's look what, let's turn around, look. Now, gotta get all the way to the bottom. That's where the body was, all the way at the bottom. Okay. Not, where are these houses? So this would be the first house. So I stopped at this house, okay? I stopped at this house right here. I walked right up to that porch. He had a gate up. His dog was barking at me. And I said, hey, how are you? Hey, how's it going? Hey, about a year ago, did you hear any gunshots going off, you know? Do you remember, you know, the pew? I couldn't even, like, really kind of get to my question before he says, I don't remember. I don't know. Like, doesn't even, like, no, doesn't ask what, like, nothing, just whatever. Now, let's go further, because none of this is where, so let's go to where they were. Let's go to where they were that night to drop off this medicine. Again, you got, if you look over this way, see this? There's just, like, no one's living right there. These are some houses up over here, okay? Well, I couldn't even get to my question. I couldn't even get to my question to ask him. I was like, do you remember, you know, back about a year ago, a case, oh, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we get to this little intersection here. And we're still not to the house that they were at. Gotta make a right. Gotta come down here. Gotta go this way. Right here. A little bit further. A little bit further. Right here. Here. And here. I'm not going to point it out, but right around here. Okay, this is where they were dropping off medicine. Check this out. Now, I took the drive from this point to where the body was found. Okay? So you're going to tell me that this is where this man was walking. Turn myself around. He has to go this street, like we just came. This is the way that Jeter went home that night. Came here, took this all the way. It's right here, which should be Keel Street right here. Okay. Now, this begins Keel Street. So were the people that called living over here? This is the first house, like I said, right there. That's the first house that you can come to if you're at the bottom, or I'm sorry, if you're at the top, right there. He wouldn't even give me the time of day. So this is when you're going down the hill. Whoopsies. But you see all this like area. Damn it. God bless America. Oh my God, we're in the trees now, guys. Oh God. Okay, so you have all of this, you have to go down all of this, and it's a windy, I want you guys to be able to see this. It's windy, it's secluded, it's dark. Okay, it's dark. And then check this out. You're gonna get to the, like, all of this is just all trees, it's all dark. Now imagine that at night. I've drove it, okay? All this area, and what? Pew's just walking down, walking along, and keep on going. Do-do. All the spots. All the way, you gotta get to all the way at the bottom of the hill. This is your abandoned building. Okay, I want to back up just a second. See right here, that light? There's one damn light, and it lights up this spot. And right here is where his body is, right in the light, in the middle diagonal. Okay? You have this abandoned building. Look at, wouldn't you, hey, shoot that door open, kick it in, put that man, make him go in there, and then shoot him. No, like no one's gonna find him for a minute. No, let's just shoot him in the middle of the street, leave him there, so that immediately within, minutes, he's going to be found. Okay? And underneath the one light that's on that street, the one light, okay? You have all this space to, put somebody. We're just going to do a drive-by shooting and leave them in the... Okay, also, who walks in the middle of the road? Nobody walks in the middle of the road. I mean, I guess if you could. Who walks around here, period? Anyways, he was walking, and this is the only thing that doesn't make sense to me. Abandoned building, and then this is we're going to start getting into right here, after the abandoned building, right here, I was like, what are these? Well, there's a house right there. Look at how close this person's house is. And trust me, someone lives there, and it doesn't look like that anymore. Okay? What did this person hear? Were they home? Like, they're like right, like that's a little church thing there. These are like apartments right here, up in there. But that's your abandoned building. It sucks looking at it this way. I don't know why it's like that, but anyways, nobody over here. That's your church. People do live up top of that. Nobody hears nothing, or they weren't even ever interviewed. Who knows what? People are living up there. Well, that's that church, actually. People are living right here. Here and here. This house is actually really nice, which is way closer to this whole gunshots, okay? Right there. Right there it happened. These people, these aren't your witnesses. These are none of your witnesses. They didn't come out and just, this isn't where they're at. They're up on the top of the hill. And then this is the way he would have left. So he's leaving. This is what they claim. Right here at this stop sign, you can either go onto that, it's like a marginal thing, or you can keep on going down Keel Street, which is what they said he did. Okay, and see this right here? This is where it becomes Cochran just for a hot second. Until you get to this stop sign, this is what I've been telling you guys about. You must get to this stop sign, and then you're going to stop your vehicle. Okay? You're going to stop your vehicle, and then this is Franklin, right here. See this? We're going to come out on it, But see, the camera can go all the way that far, but check this out when we make our little turn here and we go on to Franklin. So we make our turn and now we're on Franklin. Right here is where the two cousins is. That yellow sign, we're gonna come up to it right here. That is two cousins. That's the surveillance, okay? This is what picked up that Jeter was traveling. Show you. See how close to where that stop sign is right there? That camera would have him stop there to then make this turn. But all they say that this catches here is that he's traveling westbound, which means that they catch the SUV right about here to be heading westbound. Okay, right here. And they would have caught it over on this part, in this angle. And that he then takes Franklin the whole way back to Orchard. Right there, that's your soul food place that I was telling you guys about. That's the parking lot for it. And he's passing all this stuff up, right? Well, guess what else is right here? You want to see how close the police department is? Right here is the Alcoa Police Department. Right here. Police, because this is a small police department right here. I'll go a little further. Right there. Let me show you where he was supposed to be walking to. Pew was going to these towers, supposedly. Right there. No one could break down a case. Ugh, God. Ugh, questions. Hopefully that helped you guys a little bit so you guys could see. And then you have to even go further to see where the, within a minute, he is then seen on the Dollar General. So they're saying at 11:36, two cousins picked him up. And then at 11:37, the Dollar General picked him up. I reenacted that. It's doable, but it's interesting. It's very undoable, though, to make the 11:36 passing on two cousins and to be in the driveway by 11:39. That's really tough. Again, I reenacted it. Yeah, I'll be in Aliquippa this week. Hopefully I don't get shot. No. No one's getting shot. I'll have mass security around me. It's like it's a logical thing for me. You know, I get that where people are from, people may like act differently or just like maybe that person was drinking or high or something like that. And they're like, oh my God, did I really just like come across that? Oh my God, I just be freaked out. And they're just like getting in the car and like, oh my God, guys, I freaking just passed a dead body. I don't know. Oh my God, get in the car. We have to go down there. I swear to them, this person's dead. I mean, could they have like been like that? I mean, sure. But like then three people, like once you tell like the second person and the third and then they all just got down there, like nobody thought to call 911 like when this person told them that. And then wouldn't they have said, Oh my God, well, I just heard gunshots. Oh my God, it's probably that. Like, let's call 911 and go down there. Like, neither one of those three people was the ones that called 911. That to me, but yet, then this other van rolls up, like, literally, they just pass it. He gets to the house. After that person said they heard gunshots. Then they're about to come down, but the witness, I'm guessing if a neighbor, came over. Maybe they were all hanging on their porches, stuff like that. Just depends on where you think this house was with this witness and relative to. And they're trying to keep some of that stuff quiet, as they should. Protecting people's identities, protect everything that should be protected. But in their statements, these gunshots weren't at 11:30 or 11:35 or 11, because then you have to think about if Jeter got home at 11:39, what time did he shoot Pugh? And why would he wait till Pugh got all the way down to that bottom of the hill? And would he just let him walk all the way down there? Again, I guess that's just Pugh, like, that's just Sheldon's words. Maybe he never was walking. I mean, you just have to, like, think about everything just as, like, a whole and, like, this timeline. And then you have to look at the Rachel Deltando case, and that timeline, you're talking about a minute timeline. You're talking about a minute of her being dropped off, or what they want to believe of her being dropped off. I'm going off at 10:41 when her phone actually last made a call, or a text, rather. Just because Lauren writes her text message to Rachel at 10:44 doesn't mean that Rachel got that at 10, doesn't mean that ever was received. I'm going based off of the last time Rachel's phone did any command, which would be 10:41. And then they said that, gunshots were heard at 10:45, so it's a 4-minute window. Well, isn't that just ironic? It's kind of like the same type of window when you really think about it with the Pugh case in the 4 minutes, because I'm going off of when Jeter would have said he got home based off of surveillance at 11:39, and you're telling me that he shot somebody at 11:35, because then he's seen on two cousins at 11:36. Interesting. So, again, those of you guys that are new members, welcome. Those of you guys that aren't members, think about it, because this will all be members only lives. You won't even be able to watch it. Not only will you not be able to comment, but you'll be able to watch it. I wanted to do just a couple more episodes that weren't members only, just to, get the word out there, as well as somebody lovely hacked my YouTube and deleted, I don't even know, all these lives. So I'm getting them back up. It's going to take a minute, and they'll be back in their playlist and in their order. But, yeah, just stupid peeps. Super agent. Published author, no more answering questions. Like, I'll answer all questions. Don't do that. There's certain things that I don't want out there, so I'll answer all questions. Was Sheldon Jeter super sad in his interview? Like, Pugh was important to him, right? Who knows how Pugh and Sheldon were? Who knows? Did they hang out? No. Pugh and Sheldon weren't close. Pugh was close with Rev, who helped him by raising him and helping his mom. They were also an 8-year gap, I think, in age. But who knows how anybody would be being interviewed about anything. But I could tell you this, if I've been through the ringer and I'm a young kid, he's, was it 19, 20, 19 when Rachel was murdered, and then 21 when this happened, and now he's 22, I believe. Mistaken identity? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. That's it at all. But he was with Pew the whole evening. There's no mistaken identity. But I think that shift happens is from El Quipa, so welcome. Was drugs involved? You'd have to look at the toxicology report. Super sad, super sad. Shift happens has a lot of questions about what I'm doing. Interesting. Welcome to the game. Well, if you guys have any last questions, otherwise I'll be wrapping this up. Again, I'll be doing a special tomorrow live. Like I said, I was making up for the couple episodes that you guys missed from the Sundays that were supposed to happen due to holiday and unfortunate circumstances. I think now you can just hit that link if you're an iPhone. Guys, can you become a member on an iPhone by bypassing the app and using the desktop version? Just FYI. I think you can. I think the app's now available. Like that thing's available. I thought they were related and close buddies. There's no blood. They're not blood related at all. Thank you. Thank you. I only have a phone number. Okay. Definitely been through some things. Definitely been through some things. Lisa, what's up, Miss Hunt? Again, shout out to my mod bods. They rock. Again, thanks for being patient with Porngate. Had to get that out of, had to move on from that. So, Aussie girl said, shot elsewhere and dumped there. You know, that could be a thought. Honestly, you'd have to look at the crime scene photos with all that, but right now could be being in a car somewhere and then being told to get out at that point. Porngate was whack, way whack. I'm gonna hit the bars up tonight. I'm gonna go celebrate. I'm curious about what is going on with it all. Yeah, Shiftgate, I mean, shift happens, way whack. Emily, you're welcome. Sorry guys, I'm trying to like zoom in on seeing this stuff. You like when I say Boston? She's working with my accent for my Boston days. I will say if you guys are in the area of El Quipa, Pennsylvania, there's a really good place to get some chicken wings. I'm gonna hit that up when I'm in town. Also, I know I'm trying to get in touch with, if you guys can get the word out, help me. I was in contact with somebody from the Barbudo family, and I'm really trying to get in touch with this person from the family. If they are watching out there, I really, really, really wanted to talk to you. And if you're being serious about, talking about the case, but I like to get, all information and all sides and all that stuff. But they know who they are. Would love to still do that. I'm using my accent. That's funny. Morgate's way whack. Mike dropping mama. I think we're gonna be able to make sure that we save a life. I think that I will do my best to be able to bring as much live coverage of the case as well as of the trial. So I'm working on all that. It's been very, if you think about it, this is going to trial almost literally 1 year after the crime happened, within a year, during COVID, during a COVID type of, with COVID that was going on. So do I think that's kind of quick? Absolutely. But well, I'm trying to give as much TV coverage, even if I have to do it through my channel to stream it. But jury selection begins on Monday, and they were estimating that the trial would last at least a month. So that's the last I've heard, is that it'll be like about a month. I wanted you to hear, I'm gonna play a clip for you, and then I'm gonna close it out. I want you to hear a clip of Sheldon. I've had the pleasure of speaking to him on the phone a couple different times, and let's see if this is the...
That stuff down, you can't go.
It's not that one. I just had it. Damn it.
Yeah, that's what I told somebody. Trying to find it now. Mommy, the whole family. Up a long time. That was with 107 yards. Eight. Me, mommy, daddy, we were Sheldon. Mommy was so cold. She was talking, I'm ready to go to the camp. It's faithful to make it possible. That's why it says all things through Christ. It goes through him. Come on, they do what? That strengthens.
You have 1 minute remaining.
We got 1 more minute. I know you're going to call back later on. Give us another call. So we can see what else the good Lord going to give us. That's all. But when I tell you one thing, if you want to do me great service, pray for me, little mama and daddy. And then pray for the other family as well, because that's what I did this morning. So that people can see, when I preach and talk, it's just not for us, it's for the other families, the families that's involved in it, that's rotten, that's crooked. It's for all families, because one person can do something, and remember in the Bible, it affects the whole family. People talk about it don't. Watch this. I want you to keep this in mind. Some sins you do, or we do, or people do, it affects the whole family. Especially when you sleep with another man's wife, and you're supposed to be a leader, it affects the whole family. You see what I mean?
Thank you for using Global
Call
Telly.
back. That's where we at.
He sounds good. He sounds like spirits are up.
I keep him that way.
Some days he gets down.
He does.
Yeah, because you have to wait from home.
That's June.
Can't go out. Ain't used to being locked up.
But I need you to talk to Nolan.
Okay.
Come to town, pastor, for the videos
We need those
of
videos.
that day, because that car is circling around that. I'm gonna show you the day where it's circling that. I'll show you that camera.
Yeah, and
It
it's
has to be on there.
and then I was over there
I was up over there for a couple hours before I went where I parked my car. And so I was taking some pictures. And, okay, that street is tight as, like, it is narrow.
Right.
When you're making those turns.
Go to the car, and you don't realize, shut up, Jenny. Hey, Boss, can I say this, Sheldon? Last week was your birthday, and you didn't get no birthday card. Tomorrow's mine, so if I don't get a card, we even. we gonna be even, bro. I'm gonna see you one this week, man, because I gave you the $100, so I'm gonna look around for a funny one, for real. I'm see you. Tomorrow. I'm 58, boss. I'm getting up there, boss. I'm getting up there. So I know you can't. Hey, boss. I know you can't buy me one, but check this out. You can scribble doodle me one. Put a couple fifth. It reminds me of what is that? What's that one? What's the one? Matter of fact, boss. A card come. Matter of fact, we didn't know where it came.
He's the softest spoken person ever. And he's like, he asked me, he's like, do you think I'm stupid? I'm like, what? He's like, do you think I'm dumb? Like, that I talked to the police? Like, what did I do? Why am I here? Like, he, they had nothing to hide. So they just, he's not stupid at all. He's, at the time he was 21 years old. At the time of the Rachel Altondo murder, he was 19. No, he's just, I have nothing to hide. What do you want to talk about? Yeah, have whatever you want. And it was like one more things when he says, like, am I dumb and I'm stupid? Like, not that he is, but why didn't he just say, like I keep saying, lawyer up immediately. Don't talk to anybody just because if somebody's out to get you or whatever, I mean, it's sad. Sad. So, but they try to keep his spirits up, and that's what we were talking about at the end of the conversation there, that they try to work hard on that. I mean, he's really confused. And even, like, right now, it's like you're going into trial blind. You don't know, like I said, I've had, I'm trying to find, I'll find that recording and I'll play it tomorrow of me and him talking about some stuff. They have him all scared, like, that he, can't say anything because obviously you're being recorded and stuff like that. But when you're telling the truth, who cares about being recorded? As long as you're telling the truth. When you have something to hide, yeah, don't talk over a phone line. But, when you're trying to talk something out and trying to understand something or get the information out to somebody, you're telling the truth. But they got him all scared about, who wouldn't be frightened? He's 22. This happened when he was 21. Sad. Somebody asked earlier, do I think this is like a race thing? No, I think this is a huge cover-up thing. And this is a setup, and this is to make some stuff go away, and to keep it hush-hush, kind of like with this case. And I'm trying to make that not happen. So we'll see if I can be successful. And I just, sad day. Sad. But yeah, he didn't do any of this. He didn't do anything. Zero motive. And it's just going to be funny to me what the state's going to say that the motive is. Did he do drugs? No, he was an athlete. He didn't do drugs. He would drink. A lot, I mean, if you're asking if he was caught up in like the opioids, no, he wasn't doing drugs. Yep. So, but yep, we'll be back here tomorrow, and I think I posted a link, but check out that time change. I mean, it's tentatively right now for 4. That's the plan. So you guys are great. Again, hit that thumbs up, and time to go out. Have a good night. Get it in. Use your freedom wisely. See you soon. Thanks, ModBods. Appreciate you. Appreciate all the kind comments. And you guys rock. Take care. Truth and transparency, always. Bye, guys. I see a Canadian mama. What?